In this example, they gave us a domain, and you can see the domain is here. D for domain is equal to this set right here with these four numbers, -3, -2, 4, and 7. And what we're going to do is we're going to graph it. So to graph this, we need an x and y value, an ordered pair. So an ordered pair represents a point. So we need to come up with the points. But you can see the domain only represents these numbers so far, the x values. So what we have to do is find the y values. And the way you're going to find the y values is you can make a table. So I'm going to make an xy table. And I'm going to write down all my x values, my domain. So I have -3, -2, and 4 and 7. And my job is to find out what are the outputs for each of these. And once I find them, you'll see this will be my 4 points, which I'll use to plot them on the graph. And since they gave me the equation over here, this is my equation, 2x plus y equals 1. I can use the equation to find out what the outputs are for each of these inputs. In other words, you just take the x value, substitute it for x, and then you're going to solve it for y. So you could do that for each one, but I'm actually going to solve this for y first to save some time. So to solve for y, I'm going to subtract 2x to both sides, and I'm going to get y equals 1 minus 2x. And now I'm going to proceed with the next step, which is to replace my input, -3, for x here. So I'll get 1 minus 2, and then I'm going to put a parentheses here just so you can see that I'm replacing the x. So anytime you replace negatives, and when you substitute a negative number, be careful. So if you put parentheses first, you'll be able to see what it's going to replace here. And then now I follow the order of operations for this, and I'll get 1, and I'll just multiply these together. So if I ignore the 1, it's like saying -2 times -3, which is saying that gives me +6, and then 1 plus 6 is 7. So when I evaluate this number in the function, I get 7 as my output. And then you just repeat the process for the remaining values. So I'm just going to go back over here and repeat the process. So y equals 1 minus 2, and I got to replace x again. X is -2, so I'm going to put -2 here, and I'll get y equals, multiply this out here, and I'm going to get 1 plus 4. -2 times -2 is +4, and y equals 5. So that's the output for the second one, and I repeat again for the next one. So when I substitute this, I get y equals 1 minus 2, and in place of x is +4. So I'll put +4 here. Y equals 1 minus, then I multiply this out right here, and I get -8. So we get y equals 1 minus 8, which is -7. That's my output. So when I evaluated 4 in the function, I get -7 as my output. And then for the last value, when x is 7, I replace x with 7, and I'll get y equals, I got to multiply these together, and I get -14, and 1 minus 14 is -13. So I'll put that here for my output, and now it's ready to graph. So I have my 4 points. These are all ordered pairs. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4 points I'm going to graph. So I'm going to actually draw a sketch of this right now. So I'm actually going to use a program called GeoGebra to plot these points, just so it comes out a little bit better, because if you do it by sketch by hand, it doesn't come out as nice. So I'm going to go over to that now. So I'm going to put the first point is going to be -3, +7. So I'm going to go over here to the point tool, click on the A. That's going to allow me to plot points. So I go to my graph, and you could just use the scroll bar, on your mouse to go and zoom in and out. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, let me just double check, it was -3, so that means I'm going to go to the left 3, so 1, 2, 3 to the left, and up to +7. Put my first point there, and next one is going to be -2, 5, so -2, I go left 2, up +5, put a point there, that's my second point. Next one is 4, -7, so I go, x is 4, and from here I got to go to y is -7, so I go down 7, put a point there, and I need one more, which is x is 7, y is -13. So when x is 7, I go to the right 7, and then -13. From here, I'm going to go to -13, so down 13, and that'll take me to about here. And you can see here that these are what we call collinear. All these points are in a straight line. I'll know that I would have messed up if I were to put a point like somewhere, let's say one of my points ended up over here. You can see that they're not all lined up. And if that happens, that's like a clue to let me know that, okay, I messed up when I was evaluating over here, when I was evaluating the answers. And the reason why I know it should be a straight line is because if you look over here at the equation they gave us was 2x plus y is equal to 1. So when your terms x and y are linear, meaning if you look at their exponents, this is an exponent of 1, this is an exponent of 1, and I only have the two variables here, I know it's going to be a straight line on the coordinate plane. So that's a clue to let me know that if I did it right or wrong, I just look at the graph at the end. And the other thing is, notice that I didn't draw the line through it because our domain only consists of 4 points. So we don't draw the line, we don't connect the dots.